Okay, I'm ready to do some work with the mouse, and let's see if we can teach you some skills with the mouse. And I've got the split screen going here, so I've got my mouse right here, and then over here you can see I've got a slideshow open. So I'm going to work on this slideshow, but I'm going to work on this at the same time, so you can see both what's happening. So the first thing is I got to hold the mouse, so I'm going to put my thumb here and my two outer fingers here and leave these two up, and then I'm going to rest this one on the left mouse button, this one on the right mouse button, and in between there's the scroll wheel. So now you can see how I'm holding it properly. I've got my thumb here and my fingers on the buttons, left and right, and then these two are helping me hold on to it. And then I've got to keep it flat. We've got to keep it flat on the ground as we move it around. And now what I'm going to do is teach you how to do an important mouse task. So we're going to come over here and look over here at the white part of the page, the right hand side of the page, and you can see that down at the bottom here I have some words. And over on this side I have some pictures of a dice. So here's 1, 2, 3, and so forth going down. And I want to put these and line them up in this column right here. And I'm going to do that by dragging these things and putting them up here. So the first one is going to be A. And I come down to the A and I get to the mouse with it. And when I get the mouse, see how it starts to change? Right now it has a little cross with arrows on it, and then when I get here it changes to this shape. This shape is sometimes called the I-beam. And this is the crosshairs. I-beam, crosshairs. I come down here and I click once with my left, and then this blue frame suddenly appears around the letter. And it has these little squares on it. And as I mouse over those little squares, the mouse, it changes. See here, it goes this way, it goes this way, it goes this way. And if I come up to this one, I just get this shape. So depending on where you touch, either the edge or inside, you get a different kind of mouse reaction. And the mouse reaction I want is this one. The one that looks like a cross. The crosshairs. We call it the crosshairs. So I've got it selected, and now if I move my hand away from the mouse, it still stays selected because it's the mouse, not my hand. It's the mouse that's selecting. So I put my hand back on right here. Ready. And now I'm going to press once, and I'm going to hold the button down. I'm not going to click it and release it. I'm going to press it down and hold it down. And then when I hold it down, I'm going to move my hand and I'm starting to slide the mouse very gently, and I'm going to bring it up here, and the box moves with me. You can see the outline of the box. See it moving around on the screen. I want it in that space right there, and then I take my finger off, and look what happened. The letter A moved. Now I've still got this thing selected. I've still got the A selected because the handles are still around the outside edge. So I want to unselect it. I want to let it go now. So now I'm just going to come over here on the edge, and I'm just going to click once with my mouse on the left button. One click over here, and that lets it go, and now they're gone. Let's go and do the next word, which is and. So I come and point at it with the mouse and click once with my left mouse button. Just one click. Click like that and let go, and I get the handles. And then I move gently, and when I move my mouse very gently and slowly into the corner, I get the crosshairs, and that's the symbol that tells me that I can move it now. So that's when I press the mouse left button down and hold it, and then I slide it. I can see it moving. The word doesn't come with it, but the outside edge does, and it comes, and I want it right here, and I let it go, and there goes the word. This is called drag and drop. We pick it up, we drag it to where we want it, and we drop it in the new location. Let's do the next one. Come over here and click and let go of it. Come down here, click on the word away. Move your mouse till you get the crosshairs. Ready? Left click and hold. Drag it up and let go. Take your finger off and drop it there. Click anywhere in the white. You can click here, you can click here, you can click here. When you click here, something else happens. Don't click in there. Click out here. Let's move big. I click it once. I move my mouse over it and click it. I get my handles. I move my mouse gently until I get the crosshairs. I can get them over here too. Look, if I move, it's when I get near the edge. But don't go, if you go over the edge, it changes back to an arrow, right? I just need it to be right about here. And look at the difference. It hardly moves at all, but that's when it changes. Hold the left button down, keep it down, drag it up. Put it right here. Big is too big, isn't it? It's hanging over the bottom of that line. Look, this isn't any good. I click it again, and I can drag the bottom and pull it up a bit, and I can drag the top and pull it down a bit. And then if I get these crosshairs, I can slide it up a bit. That's a little bit better. Don't worry if it blocks out the line, it doesn't matter. Last one, you know what to do, right? Click over here, make sure I've let go of things. Come over to blue, see the I-beam? Click. There's the handles in the frame, the blue frame around the outside and the handles around the edge. This one is really cool. Look. It lets you spin it. What if you spin it and you can't get it back? Go up to here and click the undo button. And the undo button will make you go backwards and put it back where it was. That's a really handy button up there. Okay, I've got it selected because it has a frame and it has handles. I move my mouse till I get the crosshairs and I drag it along. This one I want right in the bottom, and there it goes, and I let go of it. So this is how you use your mouse with the left button. You can click it to pick it, or you can click it and hold it to drag it. There's two things you can do. You can also use the other button. So let's see what happens if I come up here and I pick the letter A, and this time I'll use the right button. I'll click the right button and look what happens. When I click the right button, I get this menu, right? It drops down, and these are all things I can do to the letter A. They're all things that I could do on that letter A if I want to. Order it, rotate it, center it, comment, link it, animate. Different things I could do. We don't need it right now, but that's how the right button works. It says, I want to do something to letter A, and the right button says, show me the menu of things I can do. And what happens if I don't want it anymore? Just click out here, and away we go. Use left click, right click, left click, right click. Move my mouse, left click, right click. Okay, we're going to mostly work with this left button to move things around, but eventually we'll start using that right hand button. And so that's a little assignment for you using the mouse. So I'm going to put these back. Watch me put them back. I'm going to drag them back down. I'll put one over here. I'll put this one here. I'm dragging it down. Pick this one, make sure it's active, get the crosshairs, drag it down. Pick this one, get the crosshairs, drag it down. Now this file is called game. It's in your Google Files. I'm going to send it to you, and your homework is to open it up in Google Drive and to get these words and to drag them into this spot. And that's how you use the mouse. I'm here at my usual entry page and I'm going up to Gmail, but I don't want to go in Gmail today. I want to go to the Waffle and I want to find this thing. It's called Drive. And I want to go into Drive and I want to have a look at what is there. Drive is a place where you can store stuff. And here I can see that I've got some is a slideshow called Parker's Drop or Drag and Drop. I can tell it's a slideshow because it has this symbol of a slide beside it. Here's a spreadsheet called Parker Goes Shopping. That's the IKEA work that you did, and I know it's a sheet because it has this green sign. Here's another sheet. These are all the books that you read, and you can take a look at all the book titles that you read for your reading challenge. Here's another one. It's got a slide beside it. And here's some homework you did, assignment number 2. It's a file we call a PDF. It means you sort of print it out. And here's another one you printed out. Here's the keyboard. And here's another thing called Getting Started. And so if you click on one of these, it would open up. So let's have a look at Parker's Drag and Drop. If you just click it, 2 left clicks, and it will open up the slideshow. And here's the drag and drop activity, and I want to go to slide 2, and that's where you're going to do your homework. And this is where you're going to pick up these letters by clicking them with the left mouse button, getting the crosshairs and dragging these over. And I want you to put them in this column right here, starting at the top and going down as far as you can. So your job is to get into Parker's Drag and Drop in your Drive and drag the letters over here. And you can see that it's shared. Up in the top corner, it says it's shared with who? Me. That's who. So when you're done, you have to send me a message that lets me know you're finished, and then I can have a look at your work. I can see what you've done, and then I can leave a comment. So you can come back and see what the comment is when you're finished. And that's what's your homework for today.